Welcome to Casey Quiz. Today it's a 100-animal marathon. 3 choices, only 1 is correct. Can you maintain your focus all the way to the end? Subscribe to join the challenge. Ready? Let's get wild. Which animal says meow? A cat, so cute. Which animal barks? It's a dog. Great job. Which animal gives us milk? Yes, a cow. Which animal is known as king of the jungle? A lion, well done. Which animal has a long trunk? It's an elephant. Which animal hops and has long ears? A rabbit. Nice one. Which animal says moo? Yes, a cow. Which animal has black and white stripes? Yes, a zebra. Which animal lives in water and has fins? A fish. Great job. Which animal lays eggs and quacks? It's a duck. Which animal is very slow? A turtle. Nice. Which animal has a shell? A turtle. Which animal eats carrots? A rabbit. Nice one. Which animal has a long neck? Yes, it's a giraffe. Which animal says oink? A pig. Well done. Which animal can fly? It's a bird. Which animal has sharp teeth and roars? A lion. Well done. Which animal is called man's best friend? It's a dog. Great job. Which animal has wool? A sheep. Great job. Which animal lives in a farm and pulls carts? Yes, a horse. Which animal has horns and eats grass? A goat. Nice one. Which animal is small and squeaks? It's a mouse. Which animal lives in a hive? A bee. Well done. Which animal has feathers? It's a bird. Which animal crawls and has no legs? Yes, a snake. 25 down. Keep going. Which animal is very tall? Yes, it's a giraffe. Which animal loves bananas? It's a monkey. Which animal has a pouch? A kangaroo. Great job. Which animal lives in the ocean and is very big? Yes, a whale. Which animal has 8 legs? It's a spider. Nice. Which animal is pink and likes mud? A pig. Well done. Which animal has claws and climbs trees? A cat. So cute. Which animal is famous for its tail feathers? A peacock. Well done. Which animal can change its color? Yes, a chameleon. Which animal lives in deserts and has humps? A camel. Great job. Which animal gives honey? A bee, well done! Which animal is black and white and eats bamboo? It's a panda! Which animal is very strong and big? It's an elephant! Which animal says nay? Yes, a horse. Which animal lives in cold places and swims well? A penguin. Nice one. Which animal hunts at night and says hoot? Yes, it's an owl. Which animal has scales and swims? A fish. Great job. Which animal has a mane? A lion. Well done. Which animal is known for jumping high? A kangaroo. Great job. Which animal lives in trees and eats leaves? It's a koala. Which animal has a long sticky tongue? A frog. Well done. Which animal croaks? A frog. Well done. Which animal pulls sleds in snow? It's a dog. Great job. Which animal has stripes and runs fast? Yes, a tiger. Which animal is small and makes honey? A bee. Well done. Halfway there. You're a pro. Which animal has a bushy tail and climbs trees? The correct one is squirrel. Which animal has long ears and hops? A rabbit. Nice one. Which animal is known for rolling into a ball? A hedgehog. Great job. Which animal is very fast on land? A cheetah, nice. Which animal lives in water and croaks? A frog, well done. Which animal makes silk? It's a spider. Nice. Which animal has antlers? Yes, a deer. Which animal guards houses? It's a dog. Great job. Which animal is famous for carrying heavy loads? It's a donkey. Which animal has big ears and squeaks? A bat, well done. Which animal has soft fur and purrs? A cat, so cute. Which animal is known for teamwork and carrying food? Yes, an ant. Which animal has a long tail and lives in jungles? It's a monkey. Which animal lives in ponds and eats insects? A frog. Well done. Which animal has hooves and eats hay? Yes, a horse. Which animal has sharp claws and hunts? Yes, a tiger. Which animal lives underground? It's a mole. Which animal can glide from trees? A flying squirrel. Nice. Which animal makes webs? It's a spider. Nice. Which animal has colorful wings? Yes, a butterfly. Which animal carries its home on its back? It's a snail. Great job. Which animal is known for laughing sounds? hyena. Well done. Which animal lives on farms and lays eggs? Yes, a hen. Which animal has strong jaws and lives in rivers? A crocodile. Nice one. Which animal sleeps upside down? A bat. Well done. Which animal has a long nose and tusks? It's an elephant. Which animal howls at night? It's a wolf. Which animal can climb walls? A gecko. Great job. Which animal lives in packs and hunts together? It's a wolf. Which animal is known for copying sounds? Yes, it's a parrot. Which animal has a hard shell and claws? It's a crab. Nice. Which animal has a forked tongue? Yes, a snake. Which animal can live both on land and water? A frog. Well done. Which animal is famous for its laugh? A hyena. Well done. Which animal has long, powerful legs? A kangaroo. Great job. Which animal eats leaves and sleeps a lot? It's a koala. Which animal lives in colonies underground? Yes, an ant. Which animal swims using flippers? A seal. Well done. Which animal has very good eyesight at night? Yes, it's an owl. Which animal is called the ship of the desert? A camel. Great job. Which animal has whiskers and hunts mice? A cat, so cute. Which animal carries babies in a pouch? A kangaroo! Great job! Which animal can regrow its tail? Yes, a lizard. Which animal lives in reefs and has many colors? A fish! Great job! Which animal uses echolocation? A bat! Well done! Which animal has strong legs and kicks? Yes, a horse. Which animal produces wool? A sheep. Great job. Which animal loves climbing trees and nuts? It's a squirrel. Which animal has webbed feet? It's a duck. Which animal is known for loyalty? It's a dog. Great job. You made it! 100 animals in the books. How many did you get right? Were you an expert or a rookie? Drop your score in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next marathon.